All right, today's little mission on the boat. We're gonna take and cut the wood for these, which are these right here, so we can rewrap them. I'm gonna pull this off probably tomorrow night. See how bent up that thing is, and try to see if I can't straighten that out some, get it back on now. It's getting close. We're gonna be putting this thing in the water hopefully this week when we get the title back to it. So, all right, let me get measurements on this, and then I'm gonna cut them. I think they're 16 inches is what I think I remember on them. 16 inches in length. All right, I'm gonna set the phone down for just a second. All right, we're gonna do them 15 inches. That's gonna give us 2 inches at the top up and 3 inches at the bottom, 15 total inches. What were these right here? I don't remember what the original ones were. Let's see. These are right at 18 inches, so they cut them a little longer than I want them. You don't really need it because the only thing you're hitting is right here. So if I go 3 inches down here and 2 inches up here, that'll give me plenty of room, plus it's less material to use to cover it. I've already got some gray carpet that I'm going to use on it to cover them. All right, let's go get these things measured out and we'll cut them. All right, as you can tell, I got a 2x6 from Lowe's. This is a short one. It comes cut like this because I didn't need to get a great big piece. So what I'm gonna do is measure 15 inches on it, and then we're gonna cut them. All right, get back. All right, so these are cut 15 inches. Like I said, 2 inches to the top, 3 inches to the bottom, and we got the carpeted. We're gonna round these edges off too. That way the carpet doesn't cut into it, but it'll make it seal and make it glue down a lot easier. We are gonna glue them on, and then on the back side of it, we'll actually take and put stainless steel staples in it to hold it. And hopefully that, if I can get it right, when I carpet it, I want to be able to put the seam like right here in the middle and do like from here to here. What that'll do from here to here is it's going to give me the backing plate of the metal to go up there that'll actually hold that thing and won't let it come unglued or come unwound. All right, we're going to move on. All right, guys, we're back. What we're going to do is get the carpet ready to cut and to get it ready to put on the board here. It's pretty straightforward. Basically, cut your pattern out. I'll show you how I'm going to fold it when we get it cut out. I've got to cut it right here. That's my cut line, and then this piece here will do the second one that I have. Once I get it cut, I'll show you how we're going to do it. I'll be back. Second piece is cut. This is the side that's going to go to the wood, so the other side will be your carpeted side. All right, set it down, we'll get back to work. Well, see that little red container right there? It has a black snake in there. Not sure how long it is, but I have to get the paintbrushes out of there. So, looks like our night is over with tonight, and I'll take care of him tomorrow. Be back. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to start back on the pontoon boat. We got to get these bunks done for it, where you can pull up onto the front of it. Let's flip the camera around, I'm going to show you what we're getting to do. Alright, so another project we got to get done is we got to glue the carpet down to the bunks so we can get these back on the front. This is where the actual front of the pontoon boat runs up into it on the winch, so it gives it somewhere to lock down on. Basically all we're going to do is take some glue, which is Ultra Bond Eco 420. I've used this stuff a lot of times in the past. It works really well. And we're going to take and spread some on this. We're going to spread a little bit on this, and we're going to glue this down, and then we'll fold it over because I got to cut it the way I want to cut it. So what'll basically happen is when we get this thing done, it'll basically be folded over here, and then I'm going to take and cut the ends of it, so when you fold this over, it'll all end up right here in the middle. So then what'll happen is the metal plate that actually bolts back to this will actually screw into this, and it will hold it so it'll never come unglued or never come unwrapped. All right, so that's where we're at. We're gonna pick this back up. Let me get this stuff done and I'll show you what we're gonna do. All right, so what we've done, we've put a good coat on the carpet itself. We put a good coat on that. I'll brush the wood piece one more time diagonally. Then we'll glue it down, and then I'll put glue all the way around the edges, and then we'll fold it up, and then that's how we'll leave it sitting until it dries. All right, I'll be back. All right, so this is how we've got it clamped down. Not so worried about this being clamped down as good as I am about that being clamped down. So when it dries, also this right here, like I said, I'm gonna cut it and then I'll fold it down, and I want to fold this lip here that's left will fold back in on top of itself up in here. That way when you put the screws in it on there, it'll hold them down. But that's what we're going for. So I'll let this dry overnight. So I'm gonna go in for the night, get this done tomorrow night, and then I'll glue up the next one tomorrow night and maybe finish this one off, and then we'll go from there, and hopefully we can get them on the boat, because I want to get a video out on that as well. All right, I'll see y'all later. All right, guys, we're back. Back on the pontoon boat, the bumpers for the pontoon boat tonight. I've already got one done. Turned out pretty good. Turned out like I expected it to. Let me flip the camera around, I'm gonna show you. All right, it has been glued up. That's the side that will go against the boat. Edges. Now this and this, that's the seams where I took the carpet and went over top of it, stapled it down using stainless steel staples. With this little gun right here by Arrow, this thing is nice. I've used this several times on a bunch of different projects, but it's done good so far. But back to this. So it is glued completely except for the flaps here. They're actually stapled all the way around the perimeter of it. Now what'll happen is when you go put it back on the bumper, it's going to stand up like this. The carpet here and the carpet at the bottom right there, that's going to butt up against the metal piece that actually screws it in. There's a couple of screws that holds it on. Once you put them in, that carpet will never come off. And I stapled the ends of it as well just to be safe. But that's what it's going to look like when it's done. So that's one down. And I have the other one gluing right now. Now keep in mind, these edges are not done yet because I want the glue to set on the actual face and the back first. Then I'll cut these the way I want them, flap it over, and then staple it in. Alright, so we got that done. We'll let that dry tonight. Tomorrow we'll jump back on it again and see if we can get a few more minutes done to it. And then we're going to try to move on. We're going to try to get this thing done this weekend. Alright, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. Alright guys, we're back. This one is glued up. So what we're going to do is take all of these off of it. Take the wood blocks off of it. Then we're going to start cutting. I am going to show you the process of how I do mine. There's about 50 million different ways you can do it. This is just how I do mine. It's always worked in the past. It's never let me down. I've never had anything come back apart. So this is what we're going to do. Let me get this stuff out of the way real quick. All right, here we go. Clamp number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Alright, as you can tell, this is done as far as being glued down. Now it'll come back to shape once it sits a little bit and relaxes. You can see where it's crushed in. It'll come back once it relaxes. Alright, so the plan. We need to cut these off and out, and we'll cut the sides. We'll tuck this in. Basically what we're going to do is do this right here and then pull that flap over and actually take and put it back down. So what we have to do is just come right against the wood here, cut, and then we're going to have to cut here. And see, all we're going to do is fold this right over like this. So I probably need to cut to about right here. And then And this will go here. And we gotta do the same thing. Cut back to about here. And you got to be precise, because what you want to do is get up to it, lead up to where you get it cut correctly. So if it's not cut exactly perfect, you're still okay. Alright, so now we see that. Now we see this. So now all we do is just go in here. You see how that is? Alright, so we need to trim this out just a little bit. Now, like I said, it doesn't matter about it being fitting perfect, because the flap is going to take care of what it doesn't work on. And I'm only show you one end of this. There ain't no need of going through this thing both ends, because once you see one of them, you're going to know exactly what's done. Alright, still got a little cut to do. Alright, so now what you want to do is taper this, or what I do is taper this out so it'll end up on the edge like so. When you pull this over, see how that works? It's protected. I'll put two staples here, and then I'll run a big bead of them right down here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this back just a hair, or even it up just a hair, because I'm going to roll this edge under. Alright, let me get my gun. Pull it tight. Zing. right. Put 2 in the end here. Alright, that's how that's done. Like I said, this right here is going to get bolted to the metal plate that goes right here to be bolted in with big lag bolts. So you won't never see none of this once that metal goes on. Alright, I'm going to cut this off, so I'm going to go ahead and get this one right here done, and I'll come back and show it to you when it's done. I'll be back. Alright, here we go. We got 2 of them. There's your first one. There's your second one. They're going to serve their purpose very well. Alright, I think I'm going to end this right here. Alright guys, so back to the pontoon project. What we're going to get done today is we're going to actually get the bumpers mounted. So that little bit of project will be done. Let me flip the camera and I'm going to show you. Alright, so what we're going to finish up is getting the bumpers finished that go in here and get them mounted. So I got to go to Lowe's and I got to go buy some bolts, which I got to have 6 of these. Alright, so I'm going to make a little trip to Lowe's. I'll be back and then we'll put it up there and we'll show you what we're going to get done with it. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, so we're back. We're going to get these on today. I'm only to show you how to do the first one. I've already measured it, got it sitting up there. I'm just going to pop a couple holes in it. I'll show you this one. The next one I'm just going to go ahead and do, and I'll show it to you when it's done. Let me turn it, flip the camera around. I'm going to set it right up here where we can see. Alright, as you can tell, I've already got it up here. I've got it held up here with 2 clamps. So basically all I have to do, bolts I'm putting it up with are 3/8. So, use a 5/16 drill bit. Wood chips on it. Great. Alright. A battery. Alright, I'm going to put 3 holes in here. I ain't got to go deep. Just want to get them going. Alright, that should be enough. Alright, so I got 3 of these 1.5-inch long lag bolts. We're going to put the battery on the and all we're going to do is run these babies in. One down. Down. The last one in. Alright. So that's how you do it. Take the clamps off. Now, I'm going to tell you, from the top of the rail to the top of the bunk is 2.5 inches. From the bottom rail is 2.5 inches, so top 2.5, bottom 2.5. We cut it at 16 inches. From side to side, they're actually 1 inch and a quarter from side to side, so they are directly centered. So that would be number 1 is done, good and solid mounted. All right, I'm gonna put the phone down for a minute, stop this. I'm gonna go ahead and put the second one on, and I'll pick it back up when we're done. All right, I guess I can do it from here. This side is the same way, 2.5, 2.5, 1.25 inch, 1.25. I'm going to drill the holes. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. change the battery out. Alright, so I got two in. I can go ahead and take the clamps off of it. Go ahead and run the third one in. Alright, so as you can tell, they're both in. Let me flip the camera around. Alright, they're both in. Like I said, 3 bolts. They're all centered. And before, like I was saying, the flap that was folded over is actually protected on both ends of it, on both sides. Alright, look, I'm going to end this video here because it's getting to be about 20 minutes or so. Y'all get off the couch, man. Go do something. Go live life. Go make some memories. Go live some dreams. Hold your family close. With all the death that we've had in the last couple of weeks, with Ozzy passing and Hulk Hogan passing today, look, we ain't here forever. So y'all better take advantage of while you're here. All right, look, I'm gonna put this video out Friday. So y'all be good. We'll see you. Take care. Peace. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Help me grow the channel. Y'all be good. I'll talk to you later. Plenty more to come after this. Alright guys, one little project down. Next project's going to be to fix this. And then the last one is going to be to finish getting it cleaned up. We had done a bunch of cleaning on it, but it ain't nowhere near ready. So that'll be next. Alright, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out. Be good.